Alright, so I'm stuck in traffic right now, and car is doing good because I got oil change yesterday. Just wanted to do a little video. It's not gonna be too long. Guess this could be a little story as I sit in traffic and put the phone down. Alright, so trying to think of a story I could tell you that's funny while I wait in traffic. Trying to think of one right now. And so you can hear me a little better, put my right window up. Alright, so story I could tell you that is funny. Okay, so fourth grade was really rough, man. Y'all know I dealt with a lot of shit in fourth grade. That's when everybody sort of turned on me. So I told this story before, but I guess I'll do a little flashback like Vlad TV. My father came in the classroom with me. I think it was like, I don't know how he gained access in the classroom, but he just sat in there towards the end of the day, like 2 times. And I don't know if this was before my dad would come to class or after, but I remember this kid Darren was like, "I'll whoop your ass right in front of your little daddy." But I'm only bringing this up because LeBron James is playing on the same team as his dad. And I was like, oh, look, bring your dad to school day. Bring your son to work day. What else? In the 4th grade, I had 3 teachers. We had the principal, Mr. Green, and Miss Comey. I believe a lot of people that are like conservative or real, like, just, I'll say they don't prefer like the urban areas very much. I think that comes from bad experiences. It has to. I mean, all of our views that we have that are negative, they come from bad experiences. So I believe this is the first time Mr. Green taught before, and I feel like he could not handle teaching black kids. I will admit we were bad as hell. I wasn't really a bad kid. I was just a victim of circumstances, bullying. But he yelled at us, and we would laugh. We would play around, and we ran him out of there. Now, looking back, I think the reason why they let him go, he threw a piece of chalk at Keith. This kid Keith that was bullying me, he threw a piece of chalk at him and missed. And I think that's what probably got him, they had to remove him. Now, he didn't leave the school, but he was taken off 4th grade. And, there was no cell phones back then. So I can just imagine what would have been like if we had social media and cell phones. That would have been like a story hitting like the news. Like, teacher throws chalk at black student. The 4th grade was hell the first 3 months. It only got better until the end of the year. I'll tell you this though. I just wish my dad understood at first that I wasn't the one causing trouble. I was just a victim of people bothering me, people lying on me. I'm just waiting in traffic, just talking. Yeah, 4th grade was crazy. And the summertime of that year, I was fighting. I learned I was conditioning myself to fight. So I got into a fight at a camp. I don't want to say I got kicked out, but I didn't go back after I fought the way I did. I mean, I remember this kid that was bigger than me that was trying to bully me, and the guy that was with him, this kid named Herbert, that was like, he was cool with my brother until my brother stopped going to camp, at least the one I went to. I punched this kid dead in the face. After he started laughing at me, he was doing something. I remember I just punched him right in his face. And the counselor broke it up. I don't know if he could have whooped me, but that was my thing. Back in the day, I had heart. I didn't mind losing. I just wasn't afraid to get down if I had to. But I'm glad I stopped fighting, because I don't know what that would have took me, what route it would have went. I probably would have got kicked out of Catholic school. Then I probably had to go to public school, fight every day. I probably would have got kicked out of there. Then went to alternative school, and probably would have ended up just going to jail a lot. Honestly, I could have ended up like a SoundCloud rapper, because I would have just stopped going to school, and I would have just rapped about all my problems. Probably would have had a bunch of face tattoos. But it all worked out for me. It all worked out. One more thing about me you guys didn't know is I had 7 piercings. So I had 3 in my nose, 2 in my ears. So that's 5, actually 6. I had a tongue piercing before, and it's a funny story how I got that. Now, all the diseases that come with that shit, we all know what they're for. I just had it. I thought it looked cool at the time, but knowing what it's for now, it did like come up in my mind to get one. But I just said, for one, I'm almost 30 fucking years old. I don't need earrings anywhere. And I just thought about how it's what it's for, but I would have a problem with just it being so like unclean. Like I would because you can't take it out and like put it in like you can't sterilize it every day. You can't, like the most you could do is just wash your mouth out really good with alcohol-free soap. But yeah, I had one. I was thinking like it would really spice things up if I got one again. But because we know what they're for. I ain't gonna say on camera, but I don't want one anymore because I'm too old. But I know it would you know what I mean. But I had 7, and when I got my tongue pierced, I remember I couldn't talk for like a whole day. I got it. This is a funny story. So I quit this job I had at a restaurant, and this is so stupid. I quit the job. I had earrings there myself working at that job, but I quit the job. And then I decided to just get my tongue pierced that day. I wouldn't be able to talk for a couple of days. So I said, that's the best time to get it. And I remember it was just like a pinch that was so strong. My whole tongue was numb for like the rest of the day. But yeah, I had 7 earrings, 7 rings. And that's about it. All I can think of right now. Stuff you don't know about me. You know, I went downtown. I got them all done on South Street. I went on South Street and got it done. And that was 8 years ago, 2016. Well, no need for it now. I mean, I really would like to get it, but I just don't think it's clean, like it's safe. Knowing what I know now about germs, like, this is a theory that I got. If you kiss somebody with a tongue ring, what if they, what if, like, let's say they caught something they didn't know they had, Like because this is a story I heard about. A teacher of mine had caught herpes after eating a fork at a restaurant, and then it would transmit it right back to me if I kissed that person. So it's just the risk of getting sick, and I just know a little bit too much now about germs. But I'm almost 30 years old. It's shit that I just don't need to do. Like the other day, I was like, man, I wonder what it would be like being down in Florida to have a grill. I don't need a fucking grill in my mouth at 30 years old. I don't. I'm going to stop wearing hats because I talk about it at work with some people that I like there. I'm like, I want to prepare myself for college in a couple months. That's my goal being down here. You want to prepare yourself for your future. You don't want to stay being a kid in your 30s. You want to mature. So that if that means looking a certain way, dressing a certain way, just conform to being 30.